Hello, I'm Jim Conda Jr. from WatchTheVote2012.com. The one thing that the establishment, the neocons, the rhinos, those behind the Federal Reserve System and Goldman Sachs, the one thing they want to prevent on January 3rd, 2012, the night of the Iowa caucus, is for Ron Paul to go up on stage with thousands of cheering supporters and have to announce to the world, Ron Paul has won the Iowa caucus. This totally destroys their credibility. The 5 TV networks have been telling us for years, along with Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, and to some extent Glenn Beck until recently. They've been telling us Ron Paul's a fringe candidate, doesn't have a chance, his supporters are all nuts. They've been putting out phony polls one after another to try to make establishment hacks like Romney or Gingrich look like the front runner. So the one thing they want to do is prevent him from doing that. We also believe that Michelle Bachmann is in danger of being cheated, and Rick Santorum. And you have to understand something. The Iowa caucus, the state Iowa GOP has a long history of rigging not only the Iowa caucus but also the Iowa straw poll. Now, being in the right place in the right time, I unintentionally became the foremost expert in the world on how the Iowa State GOP rigs these Iowa caucuses. I've been fighting computer vote fraud and other forms of modern vote fraud since 1979, believe it or not, a lifetime ago, when I was 26 years old. I'm 58 years old today in 2011, 2012. I was in Dubuque, Iowa, working for Pat Buchanan in 1996. And the long version will go into this, but just believe me, we proved that the Iowa State GOP, in conjunction with the big TV networks, stole 13% of Pat Buchanan's vote in Dubuque, Iowa, by simply changing the numbers. We were only watching one county for Buchanan in 1996 in Iowa. There's 99 counties. The purpose of this video is to warn especially the young, idealistic, honest Ron Paul supporters who are by the millions, to warn you how the Iowa GOP and the big TV networks fix the Iowa caucus, so we can watch eyewitness at all of the local Iowa caucuses and prevent them from doing so this time on January 3rd, 2012, when the Iowa caucuses run from about 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the GOP. So here's the way that they fixed it. The Iowa grassroots people, just like the state of Ohio grassroots people where I am and everywhere, the grassroots people in Iowa are honest. But they go to the caucus. There's maybe 50 to 100 people there. They're neighbors. They vote by a show of hands, their preference, or they have paper ballots and they write down their choice, and then they count it on the desk in front of the classroom or wherever they are, and everybody can see it. The Iowans at the grassroots are honest, and they have a very honest process. The Iowa caucus is the only major contest in the presidential primary season where we can totally check the results if we check the results. Then in 1996, Dole was the establishment candidate, Buchanan was the populist candidate, and the establishment, the Fed, everybody wanted to stop Buchanan. So the Iowa GOP crookedly told the 99 Iowa county chairman to call into New York City to a sinister group called Voter News Service, which is owned by the big TV networks, at that time ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, and AP. Fox didn't exist, but Fox is now also an owner. Voter News Service simply switched the results and sent it out over AP wire, defrauding Buchanan of 13% of his vote in Dubuque. We proved this. We had eyewitnesses in every classroom. The chairman was an honest guy in Dubuque. He put the results on a big blackboard outside the principal's office. So this is what they intend to do to Ron Paul and probably Michelle Bachmann this time. They also intend to bump up Gingrich's and Romney's numbers, because Romney and Gingrich have no ground game. I'm sure those of you in Iowa see Ron Paul signs everywhere, and Gingrich and Romney signs almost nowhere. This is the way it was in 1996. Also, they play this game too. The polls were falsified for weeks before the Iowa caucus in 1996, saying Dole was beating Buchanan 28% to 12. As it turned out, there was only a 3-point spread, and I believe that was phony. And it will explain exactly, again, how they did it and how we prevented in 2012. Now they're running these polls that Romney and Gingrich are the front runners. But we're getting close, and now they're having to admit, well, Ron Paul is in the game now. So their credibility is at stake if they call it too far off, and they see that Ron Paul has all the momentum on the ground, and Michelle Bachmann to some extent, because she's getting some of the evangelical endorsements. So again, the way they did it. The Iowa people came together in Dubuque in 1996 in 41 classrooms at 2 high schools. We had eyewitnesses in every classroom. We saw the vote. Buchanan had 870, Dole had 339. Okay, now, all they did when they called it into New York City, the county chairman, because that's where the state of Iowa GOP told the county chairman to call it in. The 99 county chairman called it into New York City to Voter News Service. They switched the results. When it came out the next morning, Buchanan had 757 votes instead of 870. That's 13% of the vote was stolen, and the rest of the people were left the same. So this is the way they do it. The local people do it honest. They fix it at the state level. Now, since we've put out our Network America e-wires announcing this Watch the Vote 2012 site, the other side seems to be moving. They put up a clone website, even copying my language exactly, and copying the mistakes I made as far as estimating the number of caucuses. So they put up a clone website. They've also floated the story that the Iowa caucus might be hacked by a group named Anonymous. Well, let me tell you, Anonymous is undoubtedly somebody working with the Iowa State GOP. Why do they even have computers? They shouldn't even have computers at the state level. They should just have 33 people with calculators, each talking to 3 of the county chairmen. Then nobody could hack it. But they want a computer at the state level so they can claim it's hacked, maybe, so they can prevent Ron Paul from going up there and taking this victory worldwide. So we'll put on our website, call the Iowa State GOP, call the other numbers, or email the other places we put up, and tell them we're watching them. They better not steal it, because like they were caught in Dubuque, Iowa in 1996, we're going to catch them in every county this time if they try to steal it. By the way, if you want to look at the proof about what happened in Dubuque, Iowa in 1996 and how they fixed the election against Buchanan, there's an article on the web called A House Without Doors. That's A House Without Doors. It's the only article on the web. It's also at our website, votefraud.org, which incidentally is the oldest site on the web fighting computerized vote fraud and other forms of modern vote fraud. Now visualize this. Here's the way we catch them. Here's the way we checkmate the Iowa State GOP from rigging this Iowa caucus, and we check their partners, the 5 big TV networks. At watchthevote2012.com, we have 99 pages for each county, and there'll be one person, Ron Paul, or if another campaign calls in, some of them may be the leaders of the 99 pages. So one each. So you have like Bill Smith, let's say, is going to be the head of Dubuque County. I just made that name up. So then that's one thing. Imagine this, as an Iowan, you're going to a caucus. Just do everything you're going to do normal, but at the end of the night, you're going to either text, call, email on your laptop, or throw up on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/watchthevote2012. You're going to, in some way, send a message so that leader of your county, who may be sitting in Montana at his computer, he's then going to upload the results you see and 1,784 other people see at the 1,784 local caucus gatherings. He's going to upload for his county what you call in that you saw. And that'll happen in all 99 counties, not just one county this time. Like in 1996, we're going to be watching all 99 counties, and there's 1,784 local gatherings. If you're going to go to one, you just come to watchthevote2012.com, learn who your county person is going to be, contact them, and then you're going to contact them right on that night of the caucus. If you are out of state, if you live anywhere within a 10-hour radius of Iowa, and you can drive in to help watch one of these 1,784 local caucuses, just as a reporter, you might say, a reporter for Watch the Vote 2012, then we'll assign you where we don't have people contacting us, because everything is happening kind of at the last minute, and you go ahead and you be the eyewitness even though you can't vote. So that's the way we'll do it. We'll throw it up on the internet. I'm also going to send a letter we're going to put an open letter on the internet to ABC, CBS, CNN, NBC, Fox, and their creature, which is now called National Election Pool.